Hello everyone, how are you all? We have started organic chemistry series. We have already started with the basics, covered 5 important concepts of fundamental basics. If you have not watched the videos, please follow the link above. Please do watch it and later come to this video. And for more updates, you have to subscribe our channel. And today I am starting with the most important aspect of organic chemistry, that is electron displacement methods. We all know, like, we have 4 important electron displacement methods, namely inductive effect, right? Electromeric effect, resonance effect, and hyperconjugation. And today I am here with inductive effect. Let us discuss the every aspect of inductive effect. And these inductive effects are all electron displacement effects are very important to understand an organic reaction. Okay, see, if you know these electron displacement methods, you can actually predict which organic molecule can undergo what type of reaction. You can actually predict what type of reagents can attack the different organic molecules present in our nature, right? The entire reaction mechanism you can able to understand very easily. Most of the student lack basics of electron displacement methods. That is the reason they feel more difficult in understanding organic reactions. So this is a very important aspect of organic chemistry, to understand the basic mechanism of organic reactions. Okay, so let us quickly start with our first electron displacement method, which is very important, and that is inductive effect. So what do you mean by an inductive effect? It's very simple. Inductive effect is nothing but the polarity observed in an organic molecule due to the presence of special atom or group or functional group. Group here is nothing but the functional group. And if you want to know what do you mean by functional group and different types of functional group, you can watch the video number 4 of organic chemistry. Okay, fine. And this is what the definition of inductive effect. The easy type of definition that you can understand is this: the polarity observed in an organic molecule due to the presence of special atom, group or functional group. Okay, and now what do you mean by the word polarity here? Suppose you have a molecule HCl, and if I ask you a question whether this molecule is polar or non-polar, what may be your answer? Definitely we say HCl is a polar molecule, isn't it? Why HCl is polar? Because this is our covalent bond. Bond in the sense 2 electrons, right? Bond means 2 electrons. And this particular bond between HCl, we call it as a covalent bond. That is, the bond has formed with the sharing of electrons. Okay, and here this particular guy is more electronegative and this is more electronegative. Yes or no? And this is less electronegative. Clear? Since this is more electronegative, what this guy will do, it will try to grab the pair of electrons towards itself. Okay, the bond will try to move towards chlorine because chlorine is electronegative. That is the property of electronegative. The one which is more electronegative will always grab the electrons from others, always grabs the bonds towards itself, isn't it? So the same thing will happen here. This is more electronegative, so the bond is moving towards chlorine. So you would say our chlorine is slightly electronegative. It's having a slightly negative charge and this guy is having a slightly positive charge. The one which is grabbing a pair of electrons towards itself is indicated with the sign delta negative. That means it is more electronegative, so it is grabbing a pair of electron. This is the meaning of this particular sign. Okay, and what is the meaning of delta positive? The guy is losing its electron to something else. Okay, so that is the meaning of this. And this particular concept only we will call it as polarity. Okay, so in the molecule, when some group is more electronegative, obviously it will try to grab the bonded pair of electrons towards itself. And that particular thing, if you observe in a molecule, then we say the molecule is polar. Okay, so such polarity can be observed in organic molecules also. When the polarity can be observed, what is the reason for the polarity of organic molecule? It is purely due to the presence of special atom or group or functional group. Okay, say for example, you have an organic molecule CH3, CH2, 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 some group. Okay, so some group is there. So what happens is, this group, if this group is more electronegative, I mean if this group is Cl here, what happens is the bond, this bond initially moves towards Cl. Cl is more electronegative, so it will grab a pair of electrons towards itself. Okay, and this bond will be moved to this carbon, and this bond will be moved to this carbon, and this is the process continuously you will observe in an organic molecule. Okay, since this guy, this group, if it is a chlorine atom, the guy is more electronegative. So when something is a more electronegative, it will try to grab a pair of electrons towards itself. So the bond is moved towards Cl, and this particular bond is moved towards this carbon. Again, this bond will be moved towards this carbon. Okay, and so what you will indicate on a group, you will indicate slightly negative charge. On the first carbon, you will indicate slightly positive. Second carbon will also have slight positive character. Third carbon also will have slight positive character. Okay, and the effect is seen only till 3 carbons. Okay, and the effect is not carried over till 4th, 5th and 6th if carbons are there. Got to know? So this inductive effect is seen only till 3 carbons only. And this is a permanent effect. This is a permanent effect. There are 3 points which are very much important to remember about inductive effect. The first point is inductive effect is a permanent effect. Inductive effect is permanent effect. Okay, permanent effect in a molecule. I mean to say, as long as the group is present in a molecule, you will see the polarity permanently in a molecule. Once the group is removed, it means that the molecule has undergone some chemical reaction. Okay, but as long as the group, the special group you have in a molecule, the concept of polarity stays permanently. Okay, so we call inductive effect is a permanent effect. And later, inductive effect is observed only till 3 carbons in a chain. It is observed only till 3 carbons in a chain. Okay, and the third and the most important point is inductive effect involves the displacement of sigma electrons only. Involves the displacement of sigma electrons only. Remember this point, this is very important. So the inductive effect involves the displacement of only sigma electrons. Okay, the pi bonded electrons will not move, only sigma bonded electrons will move towards the more electronegative atom, creating a polarity in a molecule. Okay, and we have 2 types of effects. First one, minus I effect, and the second one is plus I effect. Okay, so depending on what type of group present, we have these 2 types. Say for example, we have a molecule CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2 and some group. Okay, this may be an atom or functional group or whatever. If this group is electron withdrawing group, if this particular group is electron withdrawing group, then you will observe minus I effect. Okay, and what happens when electron withdrawing group is there in a molecule? Say for example, that group, let me take it as some electronegative atom like Cl. Okay, so this is the organic molecule you have in front of you, and what may happen in this organic molecule is, we all know Cl is more electronegative than carbon. Yes or no? So this is actually a bond between this carbon and Cl. Okay, so among these two guys, definitely Cl is more electronegative. So what happens? This particular sigma bond, okay, is trying to move towards Cl, making Cl more electronegative and our carbon more electropositive. Okay, so this is what the polarity you have observed between carbon 1 and Cl atom. Okay, now the effect can be shifted to the second bond also. That means the bond which is present between carbon 1 and carbon 2 will also become polar. Okay, so since this guy is losing its electron, it will try to take electrons from this bond. Okay, so what happens here is this bond is trying to move towards carbon number 1. Okay, so making this particular carbon more and more positive, more and more positive. Okay, and now the effect will shift to the third bond also. Okay, that means the sigma bond which is present between carbon 2 and carbon 3 will also become polar here. Okay, so this particular bond is moving towards carbon number 2. So our carbon 3 is becoming weaker and weaker, and it is becoming more and more electropositive. Okay, that's it. And no shifting of polarity for the fourth bond. Clear everybody? The effect is seen only till 3 carbons in a chain. Okay, so the effect is not carried over to the entire chain. It is carried over only till 3 carbons. This is a very important point to be remembered. Okay, so this is the polarity that is created in a molecule due to the presence of electron withdrawing group. So this particular inductive effect, we will call it as minus I effect. Okay, and now I have given a list of electron withdrawing groups here. Okay, so I gave you the decreasing order of their electron withdrawing nature. See, the most electron withdrawing nature you will find for NF3 plus, okay, and later NH3 plus, CF3, NO2, CN, SO3H, COCl, acetyl chloride group, aldehyde group, okay, COR, later fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, OH, okay, and even this alkene group is also electron withdrawing in nature, and later our aromatic, that is phenyl group. Okay, so this is the decreasing order of their electron withdrawing nature, and this order you have to remember for the competitive examinations. Okay, so whenever you have these groups in an organic molecule, definitely this concept is observed. This particular polarity is observed. Okay, and now I will tell you how it is useful to predict what type of reactions that this particular molecule can undergo. Okay, so imagine you have a negative reagent as the attacking substance. Okay, imagine you have a negative reagent as the attacking substance. So to which carbons it will go and attack, where it will go and attack can be predicted using this inductive effect. Okay, so this is a negative guy, it can only go and attack the positive guy, no? right? So who is the positive guy here? Definitely, where is more polarity you will observe in a bond? Here in the first bond. Okay, because this guy is more and more electronegative, it will be pulling the entire bond towards itself, making this more positive. So definitely this guy can go and attack here. Definitely this guy can go and attack here. So a new bond can be formed between this carbon and this negative guy. Okay, so that you get entirely a new chemical substance. Okay, so this is how you can able to predict how a molecule behaves during a chemical reaction. Okay, so whenever you have an attacking reagent, to which carbon does it go and attack, how it attacks, all these things you can predict if you know electron displacement methods. Okay, so understood everybody the I effect? Okay, and before we go for plus I effect, let me tell you one basic aspects of organic chemistry. See, in organic chemistry, you will always have our main chemical called substrate. Okay, this is our main organic substance always. Okay, and this will always react with attacking reagent. This will always react with attacking reagent. Okay, so whenever an attacking reagent is attacked to a organic substrate, you know, actually an intermediate is formed. Intermediate is formed. Okay, and again this particular intermediate undergoes certain change to give the product. Okay, so this is the core mechanism that you can observe in any organic reaction. Okay, so our main molecule which is undergoing a reaction, which is ready for the reaction, is called as substrate. Okay, to that, if the guys are coming and attacking, you know, they are called as attacking reagents. So whenever these two combine, you get so-called intermediate. Okay, 95% of the organic reactions involve the formation of intermediates, and I am making a separate video on intermediates also. Okay, and this intermediate again undergoes, you know, certain change to give a final product. Okay, and now as I told you, our substrate nature, if you want to understand, you know, this inductive effect or any electron displacement method is important to understand. Okay, so this is what we call it as minus I effect. Remember, whenever a special group is electron withdrawing group, what do you mean by electron withdrawing group? Electron taking group. Okay, these groups will always take electrons from others. And these groups are always more electronegative than the carbon atoms present in a chain. Okay, when such groups are present, definitely the sigma bonds will move towards the most electronegative atom, and our carbon atoms are positive here. Okay, this particular effect we will call it as minus I effect. And now let us see what is plus I effect. Imagine you have this particular molecule here, okay, CH2, CH3, CH3, CH3. Okay, actually you don't have any special group, but observe this particular one. It is a tertiary butyl group, and it is an example for electron donating group. Okay, so these groups I have given a decreasing order of electron donating nature. Tertiary butyl group is more electron donating than secondary propyl group, and later ethyl group, and then methyl. T means tritium, D is deuterium, and H is hydrogen. Okay, so actually this particular carbon is more electronegative than this group. Okay, then our bond is actually moving towards the carbons in a chain. Bond is moving towards carbon atoms in a chain. Observe this. The bonds are moving towards carbon atoms in a chain. When does a bond is moving towards carbon atoms in a chain? Whenever you have a groups like electron donating groups. Okay, so in the presence of electron donating group, the bonds, the sigma bonds will move towards carbon atoms in a chain, so making our carbon atoms electronegative. Okay, so such a effect we will call it as plus I effect. Okay, so in the minus I effect, our sigma bonds are moving away from carbon atoms. They are leaving carbon atoms in a chain and moving towards a group. But in plus I effect, our sigma bonds are moving towards the carbon atoms, making them more electronegative. Okay, so from plus I effect, we can observe that carbon atoms in a chain are having a negative charge. They are electronegative. So definitely they can react with the positive guys. Yes or no? So if positive guys are there in a reaction, where they will go and attack? Definitely they will go and attack the carbons in a chain. Okay, so this is how you can able to predict what type of reaction a molecule can undergo based on inductive effect.